Hi guys, this is Oksana, and I created this elbow orthosis for my client who I see in the field work. She has incomplete quadriplegia. She's been injured 16 years ago and has traumatic brain injury as well as spinal cord injury. And she was a very young girl when it happened to her. She was 17 years old. So her injury means for her that she has a very limited use of the upper left upper extremity only, and precisely she has great spasticity that wasn't addressed, unfortunately, right after her injury in her fingers. She has no control of her wrist and just rudimentary or just very little sensation on dorsal part of her hand. She has very little use of her upper arm. Mostly she can perform, there is spasticity too, she can mostly perform flexion and very little extension. So her strongest part of the arm is her upper arm. She's a very bright person, that lady. Believe it or not, being bound for 16 years to the wheelchair and the bed, she helps a lot of people, and she also runs several businesses. So when I asked the client if there is activity that she thinks she would be able to participate and would like participate, she came up with this bright idea that she could use her elbow basically to write and draw. So I created this elbow arthrosis with this request in mind. You will find description of this arthrosis and instructions for its preparation in the handout in a separate document. Basically, it looks like this. It attaches to this two soft bands of material that is positioned, one band is positioned just above the elbow joint and another is positioned just below elbow joint. This material sticks directly to the hooks on the body of the orthosis, and there is also stockinette. I apply stockinette not as much for protection of the skin as much as to prevent movement of those bands. Also, it kind of feels nice, it compresses a little bit the joint. And then the way you apply orthosis is you put this on the upper arm band on the ulnar side. Okay, the pencil has to extend below the joint. You can play with that a little bit, and then those two flaps attached to the upper arm band like this for stability. And of course, this pencil is threaded through two flaps that have holes in them. So the demonstration of the use of this orthosis would look a little bit like that. The client will be sitting reclined in her chair, and she will have a paper positioned high on her lap, a little bit reclined. Her arm looks like this, and she would be able to write. I don't know if you can see it, but it says here, I can write. Thank you for your attention.